The soldiers looked very satisfied and appreciative. It seems it was an opportunity they had been waiting for. 22 participants of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces were trained in non-violent communication and mediation. It is a cooperation between the RSLAF and Justice and Peace Commission, Freetown. One of the participants of the 4-day training, Major Kemosise, told SLBC that most of the conflict in the barracks and community is the failure by authorities to address their needs. Reverend Father Peter Conte is the Executive Director of Caritas. He explains the reasons for holding such training for RSLAF officers.
Caritas has a Justice and Peace Department, and in this Justice and Peace Department there is two pillars. One is the access to justice, which provides legal services to those who cannot afford, and there is the peace component. And this peace component is trying to sustain peace all around, and we've been working with the various forces, the police force, and we started with the military, the Maritime barracks. We started with those low-ranking officers and the mama queens in the barracks. And we realized that there is a lot of impact in this training because there's less violence in the barracks now as a result of the training. We realized that if we'll train the senior officers, then it could make a lot of difference.
The officers were taught the rules of request, the 9 mediation skills, and principles involved in mediation, among others. Major Kemosise says with the challenges they are faced with, it will be very difficult to implement those skills they have learned in the society as it is totally new. Another participant, Lieutenant Patricia Brema, promised to take what she has learned to improve the life of others. Colonel Kelly Kamara urged colleagues to teach others on the knowledge they have gained. He thanked Caritas and Justice and Peace Commission Freetown for the 4 days training. The aim of the training is to establish and maintain peace in the barracks. At the end of the training, the participants, as part of their recommendations to Caritas and their bosses, they recommended that senior officials in the military review the barracks bylaws and develop a standard training module to be added to the curriculum. A training of officers in the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces RSLAF in non-violent communication has ended on Thursday. The closing ceremony, which took place at the Armed Forces Education Center in the Wilberforce Barracks, is cooperation between the RSLAF and Justice and Peace Commission. The training targeted 22 participants. Well, to discuss more on the training, I have just been joined by the manager of the Justice and Peace Commission, David Fortune, a wing of the faith-based organization Caritas. Good evening and welcome to News Hour.
Good evening, Howard. Thank you.
So, what's behind the main reason for organizing such a training for officers?
Well, recognizing the fact that the Sierra Leone Armed Forces, is a key institution to a sustainable peace in Sierra Leone. We decided to target them, and on the basis that, we identify the occurrence of domestic violence that existed within the barracks community, and because of that, one of the officers, who is a Reverend Father Captain Theophilus Momo, approached our office to see how best we can help to minimize or train the officers in a form of mediation that could help minimize, the domestic violence and small conflicts that happens.
Why do you think it's so common, especially in military officers?
Well, I don't want to preempt that because I'm not an officer.
But you have received reports before.
Yes, but most of the complaints that we receive is about, domestic issues between husband and wife, between family and children, and between military's wife and wife of another military, and that extends to, two militaries coming in again, that that creates a larger conflict.
Okay, so what were some of the issues raised by the officers in terms of domestic violence? Why do they think that it's so common amongst their comrades?
Well, in every society, we expect conflict. There are prevalence of conflict, and therefore relationship goes astray. And here in our own program, what we want to kind of advance or push is to ensure that the traditional methods that have been used in resolving conflict, like the level of fines, okay, which to us we did not see it as a real method of resolving conflicts, may lead to further violence and may lead to further conflict. We decided to bring in a new method.
So you're saying that the old method is outdated?
Well, not outdated, but we want to see, how military officers, how wives and husbands could improve their relationship by using a different method.
Okay, so what are some of these methods that you taught these officers to use, especially in conflict situations?
Well, basically it's about mediation. And one of the new things that we taught them is, first of all, to see how you can reconnect yourself in the conflict situation, how you can relate with another party whom you are in conflict with, and to understand, first of all, the way you feel, and what is your need, and what is your position in that conflict, so that you'll be able to understand and reconcile to yourself and be able to understand the situation and feelings and need of the other party.
So do you think these 22 participants will be able to teach others and even be able to solve conflicts when the need arises in their communities?
Well, our idea is to support them, to give them more training, so as to be able to mediate and to supervise the effort of conflict resolution within the barracks.
Okay, now a participant today raised the issue of implementation. He was saying that it's difficult to implement such skills that they've learned from this 4 days training. So basically, what exactly do you expect them to do? Or what do you think is the barrier or challenges they're facing in terms of implementing these skills that they've been taught by you?
One of the barriers they identified was, there is this challenge between, of our program and that of the daily activities of the military program. For instance, this is just 4 days training. We have a couple of other trainees that are lined up, to help them ground in the mediation program. And therefore, we normally call them to come up for practice sessions, in documentation and how to carry out mediation. And you find out that there is always this conflict of military activities and coming up for our practice sessions. And therefore, what is paramount is their daily activities as military officers.
Okay, so in terms you're saying that these people are like peace ambassadors now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are expecting that, the command provides time and space in the military work, so that these people we see that as mediators and as ambassadors of peace, to be able to settle mini conflicts and domestic violence within the barracks.
Okay, will you train others, or are you training these people to train other officers?
Well, one of the recommendations that came up today was to us was that Justice and Peace Commission to help facilitate for more trainings for key personnel within the RSLAF.
Okay, and also one of the other recommendations was that they include this training as part of their curriculum. So is that possible?
Well, it's a recommendation that they made to the High Command, and this we are going to engage the High Commanders and to see how best, their dream could come true, because it's a request from them, and we want to pick it up and follow it up with the High Command.
Okay, thank you very much. He is the manager of the Justice and Peace Commission, David Fortune, a wing of the faith-based organization.